recording, Jade?
Yep, you're recording now.
Okay, great. The time is 8:36 and it's Tuesday, January the 12th, and this is the mayor manager meeting. And in the team's meeting is Linda Olson, Alex Dorotek, Jade Truscott-Reed, Shawn Lewis, and Stephanie Carlisle. And we're reaching out to Mayor Pro Tem Sierra to see if he's going to be here, but we're going to go ahead and get started.
All right, thanks, Mayor. We'll look at January 19th first. We have Dr. Cog's Area Agency on Aging report, and as the first study session item. Then we have a study session item on the Xcel Energy transmission line that goes through a portion of South Inglewood. We'll have the monthly financial update, status update on short-term rental ordinance, really focusing on enforcement on that one. And then in the regular part of the meeting, we have an award for, an approved authorization of the annual highway user tax fund, award of contract to HDR Engineering for the South Inglewood Storm Sewer Outfall Project, award of a contract to Elite Surface Infrastructure for construction of the service center drainage parking lot improvements, and a resolution to reappoint Associate Judge David A. Spricker. And then we'll have the 2021 bulk fuel fluids purchase and bill for an ordinance second reading on public mutual aid and emergency response. And the code of ethics will be second reading, and looks like both of those can go on consent. And then a motion to approve billing software contract with Cogsdale. That's the big one. And then OpenGov renewal agreement number 1 request, budgeting and planning suite to add capital improvements planning tracking. Oh, looks like we got one more. And then T-norm ordinance changes. This is just to keep up with current regs on radioactive material in our wastewater biosolids.
So we really only have 3 that are on the non-consent.
I did want to bring up, I did know that they asked for a resolution to be brought forward as well, hence why I have the resolution with the blank spot. However, I didn't quite catch the title that you guys were needing for that. So we would technically have 4.
I'm sure.
What's the topic of just blank resolution?
No, last night, I believe Anderson asked to record a resolution.
Oh, yeah, that will not be on consent.
Yes.
But we won't even, will we make an agenda item?
We are not going to have that ready by next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just
maybe the week after.
Would you let him know that then?
Yes, I will.
All of council, I guess, because they're all gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, Mayor, that's a good idea. I'll do that. But Jade, can you go back up and see if there is any of that could be
So
consent?
these are all currently consent.
Oh, okay, great.
That's why I'm saying there's only 3.
Yeah.
So what I would really like to do is ask council not to take things off of the consent agenda for typos, for more simple things, but rather for more of like, we really need to talk about this because. So I'm going to send an email out to council members that tend to take it out. Just to say, could we, if it's simply a typo or something like that, go ahead and try and contact. Not that I don't know if the people are going to do this or not, but I just think it's not smart to be spending time on things that are just really something we should probably call ahead and find out about. But we'll see if that changes anything. I don't know if it will, but I don't mind, people pulling things off if there's some kind of major thing that we need to maybe talk about.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, ready to move to the we went over the council retreat agenda last night. Did you have any more thoughts on that, Mayor?
I didn't.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to get any feedback from anyone else.
Yeah, we're going to do a dry run with the directors tomorrow at the leadership team, and so I'm wondering if we can consolidate a couple of those strategic planning items, but maybe I'll just leave it as is right now.
I am worried about how long it is to be on Zoom that long. I mean, it's just really hard
Yeah.
all day.
Okay, well, that's good feedback. I really think we might try to combine or just shorten a couple of those first sessions. The challenge is we don't really have Carrie. Well, but I had moved Carrie back to even later when we had to change the time. But we don't have Carrie until 12:30 when he gets out of class. So, all right, moving on to the joint council meeting. I do have Krista finalizing that agenda to get sent out. Littleton wants to see it before it goes out. They made that request yesterday. So,
Okay.
and then next is February 1st.
What before it goes out?
The agenda.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
staff. The Littleton staff wants to see the agenda before it goes out.
Shawn, who is, so are we technically hosting that meeting, or how does that look, or staff-wise and that type of thing?
Yes, good question. We did offer for Ryan to do the Zoom link to everyone who's a panel, who's on council or going to be speaking. And so he's going to do that. And then the mayor will be chairing the meeting.
Okay. So
Does Ryan know?
To be there.
I'm not sure he does.
A request was sent out to IT. I sent that out last week for Krista.
Oh, great. Thank you, Jade. Right. Sending messages to people here based on our discussion.
And he knows that we could have a lot of this public watching, right? Because that's okay.
Yeah, we'll let him know that. Jade, can you do that?
Yes.
All right, February 1st, we have review and discuss draft Inglewood Emergency Operations Plan. This is the local version. What you saw last night was the countywide version that Inglewood, of course, has a part of. But this one is our own plan that we got wrapped up in 2020, and it's now ready to come to council. And then we have the Green Building Code discussion for study session item. And then the last study session item is Citizen of the Year, in terms of how you want to move forward with nominations, et cetera. And then just two motions right now: removal of Transportation Advisory Committee alternate member. I'm assuming, Stephanie, that's for attendance or something?
Yes. Yes.
And then RIM system, RFP approval, and that's the records management system. You might spell that out for us, Jade. I might not remember that next time.
Yeah.
Records information management system, I guess.
Yeah, record and information management system. So we're shooting for the first. So hopefully that will all come together.
Mayor, this meeting probably is also where we're going to bring back resident safety. You may have noticed or not noticed that we pulled that off of last night's agenda. It just wasn't ready.
Okay.
And so the police is still trying to pull some statistics that I think that you guys will insist on, similar to what you insisted on for transportation. I didn't anticipate it as much there, but definitely on resident safety, I think we need to have robust crime stats in your report.
Yeah, in those stats, is there a way to do any demographics on people?
You know, I asked the court if they had the ability to do that. I don't know. I know that they're doing it probably now that the new state legislation.
Yeah.
Alex, wasn't that part of the requirement?
I'm sorry, Shawn, say that again?
Tracking race statistics or demographic statistics, yeah.
So did that start January 1 or when?
That started in May of, well,
Probably
it started in spring, summer of this year. I don't remember the exact date. I can certainly get that for you.
I think
So spring, summer of 2020.
Okay. I would like to start having a regular report on that. Like, to see, you know, whether it's every 6 months we get a report or something, I don't know.
Yes, excuse me. I think that's the plan. I mean, in the police reform task force, I think that there's a little bit more reporting to council on that type of thing. But I'll work with John on that. All right. Anything else on the February 8th? Where are we? We're now on February 8th. Okay, so February 8th is where we've been resident safety. Thank you, Jade. Can you just go back up and let me look at, did you do that because we already have 3 items on the study sessions for February 1st?
However, we can swap out Citizen of the Year for resident safety. I just know that both these discussion or presentations are a little bit lengthier.
Right.
That's why I have it the way it is.
Okay, and now scroll down a little bit more.
And this is just a study session.
Yeah, okay, that does look better for now. So Mayor, it's going to be February 8th on the resident safety.
Okay.
And then we also have Unified Development Code Assessment update. So we'll be going over all of the public input that we've received and kind of talking about next steps. And then we have the charter amendment for the election of the mayor on that one as well.
Okay.
February 16th, we have vacation. Oh, go ahead, Stephanie.
I'm sorry. On the charter amendment for the election of the mayor, Mayor, what do you anticipate for discussion on that, and then certainly what type of materials will staff need to present to you for? I know I've asked you a little bit of this, but I don't know if this is just an initial discussion or how much time we're planning for that.
I think if we need to move this so that you can get more information, I think all of council is interested in this. So I don't think it's a matter of deciding if we want to do this and put it on the
You want to see what that would look like. We don't need to push it. I just want to make sure I understand exactly what.
So I would say that we look at other cities around the metro area that have done this and the different ways that they've done it. And then how would this work with ours? I mean, we made a very specific choice to kick this down the road a little bit because we didn't want to take only one at-large position and commit it to being the mayor every 4 years and nothing else. So
we can't kick it too far because we need to start.
Right. So what we were doing was making it so that we put it on the ballot this next year. And my hunch is, I assume we're going to have everybody at least enough in agreement to do that.
Okay.
And then go into effect
The following
in
municipal
2
election.
years, the next round. Well, yeah, the next
In
round.
place of an at-large position, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay.
Otherwise, we're having a special election.
That's the other thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you, Mayor.
Yeah, we'll get Alex and I have already started working on this, so we'll start getting that all together.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you anticipate this item?
Well, I think it's going to take several times because there's decisions we have to make about, what do we want to put forth on that, by July. What exactly do we want to suggest it to be? Is it a 2-year term, a 4-year term?
Okay.
Whether we,
Okay.
it's, yeah, I don't know. So I also what the, I don't know if the power of that would be a charter change, but what kind of expectations are there with this and I don't know. So there's a lot of questions that some people have about it. Those who are not really happy about the idea have a lot of questions about it, about what would mean for this, what would mean for that. I think they're easy to answer, but we have to decide what the answers are.
And you said, I know you had mentioned Littleton. Off the top of your head, do you know of any other cities? I'll research it on our clerk's listserv, but
there was one in the north that went to that, and I can't remember which city it was.
Okay. Was it
And then
one?
CML might know too,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I'm sure you're going to find through your clerk stuff, but I bet CML would know too, where they went to a
Awesome.
vote mayor.
All right. Moving on then to February 16th. Is that right, Jane? Yes. February 16th, we've got just two items right now. Vacation of a portion of South Huron Street right-of-way, and vacation of West Cornell Street right-of-way, and a portion of Associated Alley. And then February 22nd, we have City of Inglewood Sewer Connector District's rate analysis and monthly financial update. We have on March 1st, bill for an ordinance first reading, vacation of a portion of West Cornell, and then first reading of the South Huron right-of-way, Huron. And I think that's it. Jay, can you go back to the top? Are there any timeframes we need to assign? I know we sometimes do this and I passed right over it.
No, you're good. I think we have all the time frames set up for this guy. However, I did have a question for the monthly financial update. We currently have representatives coming for all three of these items, but we normally do the monthly financial update first. Do you still want to continue with that, or would you prefer it to be last?
I defer to the mayor on that.
So you're just asking because we're having guests that we have them go first?
Yes, I just wanted to see what your preference would be. I'm happy to have it go first. I just didn't want to.
I think it's wise to have them go first. All these other folks go first and then do the finances. I think.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Fine. Don't you think?
I just have another question. Based on last night's discussion, it sounds like you will be bringing forward the revised board and commission handbook by resolution as well this meeting. So that is not a consent item, and I just haven't had a chance to update this.
Oh yeah, good catch. That was the rest. And then the other one would be, when do we want to put in the police one down the line in February?
Mm-hmm.
Say that again, Stephanie.
We just need to bring back to formally adopt the revisions of the board and commission handbook.
Oh, okay, great.
So that's by resolution. I don't know if you would say that's consent worthy or not. We're okay either way. That was one thing we needed to add. And then you're right, Mayor, we do need to figure out which meeting we want to bring.
We didn't make any changes to the board and commission handbook last night, right?
No, you didn't.
I just think put it on consent. We've all seen it.
Okay.
And Mayor, I can go over if nobody else has anything, the council request from last night.
Sure.
We have information, get information on increasing the sidewalks for a whole block where narrow sidewalks exist. If we go 4 feet, would we be encroaching that's from Sierra. There's actually one that I just asked Maria to get that Councilmember Russell asked, and I think it was something technical, but I can't remember what it was, so I didn't get that one. But Maria assures me she has it. And then it wasn't a request per se. She just said, I think we've got some graffiti on Broadway, but we're going to get just check and see what enforcement's on that, report out on that, as well as illegal parking tickets and illegal dumping.
With that graffiti thing, I think there was a bit of a wondering about what happens with this as well, but maybe all of council, I don't know if we've had a graffiti council request recently where it reminds all the council what happens when graffiti is cited. And then,
so maybe I'll just add to that, remind us the process of graffiti cases.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you one thing that happened was, I believe it was Christmas Eve, we had, or possibly Christmas Day, we had many businesses along Broadway that were tagged, as well as the Broadway Bridge. It was a pretty mass, and it's all the same tag.
On Christmas Eve?
I think it was either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Jeez.
It was one of the holidays. So.
You're still cleaning up from that?
Mm-hmm. And that's all I have.
I don't think there were any others that I... What, the illegal dumping, did you say that in the alley?
Yes, I've got illegal dumping as well. And that is going to be on the mostly alleys, so.
Okay, great. I didn't hear back from Nathaniel, so don't know what's up. All right, is there anything else?
I don't believe so.
All right, it's 8:56 and this ends the mayor manager meeting. Shawn, are you going right into another meeting?
I don't believe so.